Photograph number 12 depicts a car that many times is called a dinky. And this particular one is number 117. And it was built by Brill, and they were called a Bernie car. They seated 28 people. They were 27 feet 9.5 inches long, and they had two Westinghouse 508A traction motors, and they had a WK63 type controller, and they had a semi-automatic air brake. And the wheel diameter was about 26 inches, and they weighed 17,700 pounds in working order. And these cars are city cars. One of them was used in Norwalk constantly, and the city lines in Sandusky and other places had quite a number of these cars operating over them right up until abandonment. In fact, the city lines in Sandusky operated for about a month after the interurban service had quit. It came about because the Yellow Coach Company, the General Motors division, was behind in delivering the motor coaches for the operation of the city line. Number 13 shows car number 125. This is also a city car, and these cars were equipped for double-end operation, so they did not have to be turned. Car depicted in this photograph, number 125, was built by St. Louis, and it's a car company, St. Louis Steel Car Company at St. Louis, and it's a Bernie car. Also 28 feet, seating capacity of 28, has a length of 27 feet 9.5. Two Westinghouse 508A traction motors, 27 feet 9.5 inches long. Two Westinghouse 508A traction motors, a WK63 type controller, and semi-automatic air, and of course the trucks, wheels, and etc. were all built by the St. Louis Car Company, and the wheel diameter is 26 inches, and it weighed also 17,700 pounds. Photograph number 14 depicts a Niles car, number 157. It appears to have been taken at the Sandusky Barns. This car was built by the Niles Car Company at Niles, Ohio, and was part of the great fleet of Lakeshore Electric cars that the Lakeshore Electric Company ordered from Niles in 1906. This car, of course, seated 52 people, was 51 foot 9 inches long. It had four Westinghouse 121A 85 horsepower motors. The controller was a Westinghouse C3 6A. And the air brakes were Westinghouse automatic air. The trucks were Baldwin built, 38-inch wheel diameter, and a weight of 75,000 pounds. Photograph number 50 was apparently taken at the Sandusky Barns, and it depicts a Niles combine, and what we mean by combine is combine passenger and baggage or freight motor. You'll notice the wide door in the front for loading freight and express. It's an express compartment. These cars sometimes carried a three-man crew, which included the motorman, an express messenger, and a conductor, and the motorman, incidentally, always went armed. He carried a revolver. It was required by company rule that he do this. Car 160 had a seating capacity of 46, was 51 feet 9 inches long, was equipped with four Westinghouse 121A 85 horsepower traction motors, a Westinghouse C36A type controller, Westinghouse automatic air brakes, Baldwin trucks, 38-inch wheel diameter, and the weight of that particular car was 75,000 pounds. Photograph number 16 depicts a Niles combine. This car has a seating capacity of 46 people. It's 51 feet 9 inches long, equipped with four Westinghouse 121A 85 horsepower traction motors, The controls are a Westinghouse 3 6A type controller. That is a Westinghouse C3 6A type controller. Westinghouse automatic air brakes, trucks by Baldwin, 38-inch diameter wheel, and a weight of 75,000 pounds. A photograph of this car appears to have been taken at the Sandusky Barns, but again, I cannot identify this with any degree of certainty, but that's where it appears to have been taken. Photograph 17 depicts one of the early steel Jewett cars, and it is car number 168. 168 was the second steel Jewett passenger car built for the Lakeshore Electric by the Jewett Car Company at Niles, Ohio. This car had a seating capacity of 64 persons, and it had a length of 60 feet 2 inches. It had 4 Westinghouse 12A 85 horsepower traction motors. The controls were General Electric 36C type, was equipped with Westinghouse automatic air brake, a Baldwin truck, a 38-inch diameter wheel, and had a weight of 84,000 pounds. Photograph number 18 appears to have been taken at Sandusky Barns. It depicts steel Jewett car number 176. This car was built by the Jewett Car Company at Newark, Ohio in 1918. And it had a length of, it had a seating capacity of 64 persons, was 60 feet 2 inches long, had 4 Westinghouse 557A2 140 horsepower traction motors. The control was a Westinghouse 36.3 equipped with Westinghouse automatic air brake, Baldwin trucks with a 38-inch diameter wheel, and a weight of 84,900 pounds. Photograph number 19 depicts car number 208, and this photograph appears to have been taken in Lorraine. Again, I'm not certain of this, but car number 208 was built in 1927 by the St. Louis Car Company. This is a suburban steel car, a seating capacity of 48 persons. It's 41 feet 10 inches long, has 4 Westinghouse 510A 35 horsepower traction motors, is equipped with a Westinghouse K75A type controller, semi-automatic air brakes, and St. Louis Car Company trucks a 26-inch wheel diameter and a weight of 35,700 pounds. Photograph number 20 depicts wreck car number 406. This was a rebuilt passenger coach. It was built into a wreck car, and I'm not certain of where the photograph was taken at. The car was 34 feet 5.5 inches long, and it had 4 General Electric 57A 50 horsepower motors with a Westinghouse K35 type controller and Westinghouse straight air brakes. The trucks were Brill trucks with a number 27 type with a 33-inch wheel, and apparently this car weighed 69,500 pounds in working order. Number 406 was a former Lorraine street railway car, and this car was a double-end car, could be operated from either end, had dual controls. This photograph may even have been taken in Lorraine, Ohio. Photograph number 121 depicts line car number 453. These cars were equipped with a platform on top so that the lineman could work on the overhead on the trolley wire in between poles. And there were several of these cars were assigned at various places on the Lakeshore Electric. These cars are practically all cars that were rebuilt out of various passenger motors, and they were modified in the various shops of Lakeshore Electric. And number 453 was a car that had a length of 43 feet, was equipped with 4 Westinghouse 76 type, 75 horsepower motors, had a GEK 3 5GR2 type controls, and it was equipped with Westinghouse straight air brakes, Brill trucks, a 36-inch wheel diameter, and no weight is available for this car. Photograph number 22 depicts line car number 454. This was referred to as, of course, a box line car, and it is a car that was used by the Lakeshore Electric linemen to make repairs on the trolley overhead. And it was 30 feet long, equipped with 4 General Electric Type 57, 50 horsepower electric traction motors, and with a GEK 3.5 GR2 type controller, had Westinghouse straight air brakes, Brill trucks, and a wheel diameter of 33 inches. Car number 454 was normally assigned to Beach Park in the Beach Park Powerhouse, Beach Park District, and at Beach Park today, the Lakeshore Electric shop facility and dispatcher's office there now houses a resort called the Saddle Inn, a rather famous restaurant. Photograph number 23 depicts line car, box line car number 455, and the statistics on number 455. It was like the other line cars, was a rebuilt passenger motor built into a work car, work equipment for working on the overhead on the line, had a length of 52 feet 2 inches, had 4 Westinghouse 76 type 75 horsepower traction motors, was equipped with a GEK 35 GR2 type controls, and with Westinghouse automatic air brake. Had Brill trucks and 36-inch wheel diameter. This photograph of car number 455 was undoubtedly taken at Sandusky. I can see the standpipe in the background. And number 455 was assigned to the Sandusky shops. That was the Sandusky line car, number 455. And in the photograph, it is displaying a white flag, which it would normally do because whenever this car was run, it would have to be run under the rules that existed on the Lakeshore Electric, which were timetable and train order. It would have to be run as an extra car. Every move it made would have to be protected by train order. Photograph number 24 depicts car number 149. This was a 1905 Niles Wood interurban car with a seating capacity of 52 persons, built by the Niles Car Company at Niles, Ohio in 1905. It was 51 feet 9 inches long, was equipped with 4 W121A 85 horsepower traction motors with a WH, that's for Westinghouse, WHC36A type controls, and with Westinghouse automatic air brake, Baldwin trucks, 38-inch wheel diameter, and a weight of 75,000 pounds. And this car, of course, as most of the Lakeshore Electric cars, were made to run in multiple unit control. They could be run in trains. Practically all of the Niles passenger motors were built this way, as were all the Jewett steel passenger motors and St. Louis passenger motors that were built for interurban service. They were built to be MU, to run in multiple unit control, which meant that they could, any number of cars could be controlled from the lead car, requiring only one motorman to run any number of cars that could be hooked to multiple control. This multiple control system was originally developed by Frank Sprague, a graduate of the U.S. Naval Academy, for use in subway motors and in elevated railroad motors, and he did this before the turn of the century. Sprague was perhaps as responsible as any man for making electric traction what it became in the United States.